Well, good afternoon, First Baptist Church, Denver City. I'm not Kyle Strine. I'm actually Ricky Galvan. I'm the student pastor here at First Baptist Church, Denver City, and we're at a different location. We're down in the basement. This is where we do our youth activities, and where all the kids come down here to get their word, get their message. And so I thought I'd share down here in the basement this afternoon with you guys. But just want to recap a few things that Kyle has shared with you in weeks past. Is this Sunday, June the 28th, will be our last Sunday to do two services at 8:30 and at 10:45. And after June the 28th, we're going to transition into one service on July the 5th. But also, as we transition into one service, we're also going to transition back into our life group classes. I want to remind you also that Sunday, June the 28th, will be our last Sunday for Children's Church. As we transition into life group classes, those classes will be available for children, youth, and adults beginning at 9:30, and with one service at 10:45 on July the 5th. In church, we totally understand that there is still a pandemic out in the community, and we're aware of that, and we totally understand that if you still do not feel comfortable in coming to church, that's okay. That is totally fine with us. But we have set some phases in line here, and we want to continue to follow those through the schedule that we have, and things could change. But as of right now, July the 5th is going to be our time to go to one service and then have our life group classes start as well. The other thing that I'm excited to share about is our youth event. As you are aware, that we hadn't been able to go to camp, and our camp would actually have been scheduled for July the 5th. And our camp was canceled this year due to the COVID-19. And so, but I'm happy to announce that we're going to have a youth day camp, and a lot of students have been asking, what is this youth day camp going to look like? Well, I'm here to share it. We've entitled it Make It Matter Day Camp. And that's going to start on July the 22nd through the 24th. And this is what it's going to look like. Starting in the morning, probably around 9 a.m., we're all going to meet at the city park, which is the Stuffy Moorhead Park. We're going to have a small devotion and some worship, and then we're going to disperse throughout the community and go do mission work in Denver City, similar to what we do when we go to camp. Because usually when we go to camp, we go out and we do mission work at the community that we're at. But this year, I'm excited because we get to serve our actual community this year. And so what it's going to look like is, like I said, we'll start at 9 a.m., we'll do mission work through the morning, then we'll come back at noon, have lunch, and we'll gather for lunch. And then right after lunch, we'll go into our small groups, similar to what we do at camp. And we'll break into small groups, and we'll get into our small groups, get into our word, and then we're going to dismiss. We're going to let you guys go home probably about mid-afternoon, let you go home, rest, you take a nap, whatever you do in the afternoon. And then we're going to ask you to come back at 7 o'clock for worship. And we're going to come back and worship at 7 o'clock. But also Tiny Dominguez is going to come back in the summer, which is something that Tiny is usually booked in the summer. And his schedule is just like our schedule. Camps have been canceled, and he is open, and I've asked him to come for these 3 days. And so you're going to get to hear Tiny 2 times this year, which is a treat for us. And so I hope you students will make plans to join us on July the 22nd through the 24th. If you have any questions, contact the church, contact me, and I'll get you guys that information. Also want to let you know that this is free. There is no cost involved. So this camp is free. So I hope that you will take advantage of that it's going to be the same kind of concept that we have when we go out to camp. And so I hope you will take advantage of that for these 3 days. The other thing that I want to share with you is during our youth camp that we need volunteers as well for our mission sites. And I would ask that if any adults out there would love to serve with our youth, that you contact me, and I'll give you those details as far as what our 3 days are going to look like. But as we finish out with our Make It Matter Youth Day Camp, that Saturday, July the 25th, is our Mission-DC. And that's our big project that we're planning for the community here in Denver City, where we're actually going to go out and we're actually going to go serve our neighbors and our friends in the community. And we are still looking for volunteers to help us serve our fellow friends and brothers and sisters here in Denver City, but we also need referrals. We also need folks that we can go serve. And during this time, there are folks that are out of jobs, there are widows, there are single parents, that things have kind of built up and things have gotten out of hand. I took a phone call just yesterday about a lady needing some stuff done at her house. And just to hear her and her tell me her story, and then me tell her that we're able to serve her, you could hear in her voice that she lit up. She was excited that somebody was going to come out and do that. The last thing that I want to share is we're going to do something for the children as well. I talked about the youth. I talked about us doing a mission project. But on July the 26th through the 29th, we're going to have Vacation Bible School in the park. And we're going to serve the community of Denver City, our children, our little people that want to be served as well. And we're going to have on Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, we're going to have food for them each night. They're going to listen to a Bible story. They're going to get to do rec. And then on the final night, we're going to have a big family night where we're going to have food, we're going to have snow cones, and we don't know what else is going to be there, but there could be some other things that I can't share right now because I really don't know what it's going to look like. But I know it's going to be a heck of a time that we're going to have. But what we need, church, is we need volunteers. Without you, this couldn't be possible. And we're still needing security folks to help us because we're going to be out in the park, so it's going to be an open area. We're going to need people to patrol the park around the area. That way, no children are lost or they run off. I'm also going to need tour guides. And you might be asking, what's a tour guide? Well, our theme is called the Great Commission Express. And so it's a train theme talking about the Great Commission. And so we need tour guides. We need folks that can help move children from one area to the other and minister to them. Love on these kids. Give them a big old hug. An air hug is what I'm talking about. That we can move them from the Bible story to rec, back to music. We'll need several folks to help us do that. But we also need folks in the first aid and water station because it'll be in the middle of July and it's going to be hot in Denver City. And so we need folks to help us with water, with first aid, because we know that we're going to be outside and we know there's going to be boo-boos and bruises and bumps and all that stuff. And we need people. We need people to help us with that as well. And so if you would you just take some time and pray? We have so many avenues that you can serve in. But if you would just take time to pray and let God lead you where He wants you to lead you. And I tell you this, I tell my students this all the time. You will be a blessing to somebody else. Just when you think you're blessing them, you're going to feel blessed from what you've done to serve the community of Denver City. I hope you will serve us. Have a great week. We'll see you Sunday.